Hi there, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. This is Tony here at the Africa Bioinformatics Institute in Cape Town. We're here for the annual general meeting, and here I have one of the participants with us. So, tell us about yourself, sir.
My name is Oscar Nyangiri. I am one of the emerging scientists in bioinformatics. So this is actually my first AGM
Okay.
for the African Bioinformatics Institute, and I am from Kisii University in Kenya. So, yeah.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your research. What type of pathogen do you work on? Is it mostly viruses, bacteria? What are some of your challenges in your institutions? Do you have enough, supporting structure? Do you have an HPC? What type of instrument do you use?
Initially I was in a very well-resourced university, that is Nyangiri University in Uganda. And I was part of a big consortium, the Human Health and Heredity in Africa.
Yes, sir.
I trained for 10 years previously. Then I moved to a small university, which is my current university, that is Kisii University in Kenya. So in Kisii University, we don't have access to a lot of resources, but we have a lot of partners with whom we have signed MOUs, and we are able to still do bioinformatics by collecting our samples, working with these partners to do sequencing, and we'll be able to access HPCs through our partners.
Okay.
So that's the approach we are looking at. So because of the challenges that we have, I've had to adapt, maybe move into pathogen genomics. Previously, in human genomics, because the data is very big, for one human, you can get a similar amount of data for thousands of microbes.
Yeah.
So I've had to move into microbes. And then one other thing I've had to do is look at translation of bioinformatics, like what is the impact of what you're doing. So in pathogen genomics, if a pathogen is resistant to a drug that you're giving, then that can immediately be taken up by policymakers, and they can be able to use that information to know which drug to use, which drug not to use. So that has been the approach. But I'm still in the human genomics field, especially looking at cancer and looking at cardiovascular diseases.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the focus area of Kisii University currently. So I'm
Right.
still in the field, working with partners to try and see which genes predispose to some of these diseases.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So maybe talk to us about the next generation of scientists. Someone who's doing microbiology, someone who's doing computer science, and they want to sort of move into the field of bioinformatics. Since the COVID pandemic, we have seen a shortage of skill set, especially on the African continent. What advice do you have for the next generation of young scientists who actually want to come into this field?
The advice I would have is for them to invest in understanding the disease areas,
Okay.
because bioinformatics is just a tool,
Yes.
but the tool is helping us to solve a problem that
Right.
we have. So, for example, let me use the example of during the COVID period, everybody was asking which is the next variant of coronavirus
Yes.
pathogen
Yes.
that we need to be aware of.
Yeah. The mutations. Yeah.
So they needed to know that this variant is highly virulent. So they needed to understand the pathogen and how to combat it.
You're
That
right.
was the problem they were solving, and there was a lot of pathogen surveillance during that time.
Yes, sir.
So once you understand the problem, it will lead you to the tools that you need to use, and it will lead you to a focus area.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you also need to know the resources that you have available, because you can have very big ideas, but you're not able to access partners or resources to. to solve that problem. So you map out your resources, map out the partners that you need to solve that particular problem that you're looking at, and then invest time in learning. There are a lot of tools. The good thing nowadays, we have large language models
Yes.
that can teach you things in layman's language. When I started out, these things were not there.
Okay.
So you had to do all the programming manually, but now you have access to, you could have scripts generated for you. But if you do not know what the scripts do, then you're in trouble. So you invest time in learning the biology, invest time in defining the problems, and then mapping out a clear path of how you're going to solve the problem.
Okay. So I think you have summarized this quite well, Oscar. As you said, you have to first identify what resources you have, whether it's human resources, skill sets, hardware. Once you have that, then you can actually say, with this, what actually my delivery target is. Because there's no point in having a fictitious goal, meanwhile you don't have the hardware or the software to support what you're trying to do. And then I think the one thing that you mentioned was quite elaborating is that we have now AI, which is artificial intelligence, that can help solve a lot of problems. The next generation of scientists need to learn how to do prompt engineering, learn how to ask the right questions to these AI models in order to assist them to generate, the answers they're looking for. You are someone who's, worked in these institutions for many, many years. I'm sure you have, training programs. You have seen masters, PhD students come and go. In terms of challenges for, these type of students, what do you think they struggle with the most? Is it lack of opportunities? Is it not enough funding? Is it more training needs?
Yeah, I think one of the things people struggle with is, okay, I have been trained, I have the skill, but then what?
No.
What comes after?
Yes.
Because the problem we have is a lot of the training normally happens in the context of a research project.
Yes, sir.
So you get into a research project, the project has a lifetime of maybe
Yeah.
3 years.
Yes.
The project is over. So where do you go?
Yes.
After that? So I think this is part of the thing. These are part of the things that the Bioinformatics Institute is trying to solve. Because if you have these skills and you're able to provide these skills to a wider African community,
Yes, sir.
then you can be a service provider.
Yeah.
Even beyond the small projects that you actually were trained on. So I would advise probably some the students to be very good at what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Get to know which transferable skills they can have.
Yeah, that's
that
important.
will be there beyond the
Scope of the project.
scope of the project.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things that I think people need to really work on.
Yeah, no, I think you highlighted it very well, Oscar. Young scientists need that networking, interpersonal relationships. Once they have identified, as you say, the project is finished, how do you promote this long-term sustainable? You need those kind of opportunities. And the other thing that you mentioned is you actually need to learn the fundamental knowledge or skill set that's transferable between interdisciplinary. So if you're working on a viral project, when the project's over, can you take some of that skills to translate it to metagenomics or wastewater surveillance? I mean, a lot of those skill set, you have to make sure that it's translatable to give you more opportunities and ways to advance your own careers.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we are here now for the Africa Bioinformatics Institute. What you're hoping to gain, or what do you see the purpose of this establishment is?
Yeah, so I was very excited when this initiative started, Africa Bioinformatics Institute, because it actually came in at the right time. My journey as a bioinformatics scientist, I actually went through this process of working with research projects. The research projects would come to an end, and you kind of wonder what next after that. So when you have a bioinformatics institute, you're able to use your skills and you're able to help others who are solving a similar problem. And then at the same time, if you have all these people who have a common interest, can we do joint grant applications? So here I'm able to meet people and see what are their
The
research interests.
research network in terms of the
Yeah,
opportunities.
so I've actually identified a few people that I'd want to collaborate with,
Right.
and it gives me an overview of the kind of work that is happening across Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that, and I'm excited that the Africa Bioinformatics Institute is also thinking of having shared resources.
Yes.
So the problem that I have, if I have my small university in Kenya that you can imagine, we don't have high performance computing,
Yes.
but through the Africa Bioinformatics Institute, then we can actually
Collaborate.
and access some of these
Shared
classes,
resources.
shared resources. So the biggest selling points are actually shared resources, shared projects. Those
About who you know.
Yeah, those are the biggest things for me, and I'm excited about it.
So you're hoping that the purpose is for this or for the ABI to be like a one-stop workshop where you can actually find other people, share projects, share resources. Now, I think that makes a lot of sense because there's a lot of information, online, but it's everywhere. It's all scattered. You want something that's structured and that's, promoted and trustworthy by other institutions. No, that's great. As we come to the last bit of this interview, I just want to acknowledge, the work that you've been doing and the contribution that you've done, throughout your career. Any last word of advice? You have personal challenges. You probably remember when you were undergrad into your postgrad. You probably had, financial struggles when you applied for funding. You get rejected. There are opportunities where you grant ends and you're worried, you're stressed. These are the challenges that people in the scientific field struggle with every day. What are your sort of advice for people in that similar area, and any words of wisdom that you can share with them?
Yeah, I think it's a long journey. I think if you focus on the vision,
Yes, sir.
then you will find a way to reach it. It's kind of like a puzzle where you know the target at the end, like a maze, and you have to find your path to the end.
Right.
So if you focus on what is at the end, then somehow in between you'll find your path
Right.
to that end. So
You need that perseverance to keep going.
You need perseverance. You need to have that transition, and then that is what will guide you to know who are the partners I need, which skill set do I need to acquire, and then rejection sometimes is part of growth, because sometimes when you apply for a grant, you are rejected, but you get some feedback. The same way when you write a research paper, you send it to a journal, many times you get revise, and these are the comments that you need to address.
Right.
So it's part of growth when you get rejected, and especially there are those reviewers who will give you very specific reasons.
Yes, sir.
So it is part of a way of evolving yourself to be better. So it should be embraced. It's part of the process.
Learning.
I still struggle with rejection. It's natural for anybody to struggle with rejection, but it comes with the learning points, and then you have another iteration and you keep improving. Sure. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, I think, you bring out some really, really good points. In life, there's no straight line. It's going to be up and down. So you need that bit of foresight to figure out, if I want to be successful in science, I have to learn from these rejections. If you get knocked down, you have to get better. You have to keep going. Otherwise, if you're not, hungry those opportunities are not going to come to you. You have to chase those.
Yeah.
No, I think that's really valuable insight. And I just want to thank you again, Oscar, for being here and share your insights.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.